What's cooking, Juventus fans? You're in the Bianconeri zone. Welcome back to our instant reaction for the post-match of the game that was today at Sampdoria versus Juventus. Juventus taking home a 3-1 victory over the home squad there. Really in I don't want to say a hard-fought match, but an interesting match there, especially near the end of the wire, the way it could have gotten into a nail-biting situation, but luckily, thanks to some of the, I guess, misfortune and heroics of Alvaro Morata there at the end, picking up the W. Anyway, with me today, as always, is my guy, Alejandro Fancello. How are you doing today, sir?
Stressed, but good.
Yeah, I think going into this match, there's a lot of different ways that we could really I guess break down the match that was today. You could go positive, you could go negative. I have a feeling which way you might go, but I have there's some different ways to go. I'll be honest. Here's the way that I'm coming about it to start it today. You could say what you want going into it about Juve looking potentially like the Juve we've seen a lot lately. I don't really. I got a little bit of that, but I think also because of the fortunate happenings there with Yoshida giving up that early goal, I think it may have softened some of the takes that we could have had if we're just looking at Juventus scoring and the attack there for Juve. But it helped. You get that cushion to start with, and then Moise Kean powers through to end up getting that penalty, which Morata puts back. You go into halftime 2-0. You're feeling kind of confident. You're kind of confident compared to what you expected to deal with, especially what we've seen a lot to Juventus. While now it's 15 games unbeaten, it hasn't been a 15 games confidence of a lot of I guess a lot of beautiful football being played. One of the things I just really want to say when I went into this match though is I'm going to actually give Allegri a little bit of credit today. Not saying how much I should give him, but one of the places I want to go with this is going into this match. If you look at I mean, we talked about it recently, but you look at the injury sheet, you look at the guys that aren't playing, the guys that aren't healthy, you look at who he has out there. If you would have told me at the beginning of the season that he was playing Rugani, Pellegrini, you have some of these guys, Rabiot, of course, playing because he plays every game. Moise Kean with Morata. I mean, we're basically out there playing with the squad that we had to start the season. During when Ronaldo first left, and you know how that worked out those first few games. So anyway, I got my opening spiel. How did you feel from the match today?
Yeah. Before I say something, the video is sponsored by Sportening, so I changed it. You can just scan the QR code and it will get you straight to the link. The QR code is on the screen now. It's a chat. You can chat with us, with everyone. Check the scores, do the player ratings, and get the news, basically. Get the Juventus news. That's it. Now the game. So you thought I'm going to be pessimistic, you said. And I said yesterday during the live, I'm going to talk about the performance, but from now until the end of the season, the only thing that matters is the points and the wins. That's the only thing that matters because it's not going to change. It hasn't changed for 29 games. It's not going to change the last 10 games. It isn't. So we'll talk about the performance, but the most important thing was today, get the win. We got the win, and up to the penalty, we were spending no energy to get that win because Sampdoria are horrendous. Like, the only thing they were trying to do was cross that ball into the box, and that's how they got a penalty, and basically that's how they scored. So that's that. There was nothing from them. So I was like 2-0 at the half. I was like, easy. Like, good for Wednesday. Like, no energy spilled. Like 2-0 up. Not even one shot on target, because a penalty is not a shot on target, basically. So I was like, yeah, he's done it again, Allegri. Like you said, with a Havoc squad, and I'll give him credit for it because it's not easy. It isn't. I would say I've never seen anything like that before. Like, he has 12 or 13 first team players, excluding the 2 backup goalkeepers. That's insane. So credit for that. If you want to talk about the performance, it wasn't good. Like, it wasn't good. And with an eye on Villarreal, that's worrying. It is, because in the final third, and I know Allegri's gonna touch on it, we make so many bad decisions still. Like, soft passes, too hard, picking out the man who's covered instead of just playing it wide open for Cuadrado or for Vlahovic at times. Like, we made the wrong decisions. All of them. Morata did it. Keane, Cuadrado, Vlahovic, they all did it today. And that's coaching. You train on those patterns of play. That's not really, the squad is injured. Because you get in that final third, it should have been 3-0 before it went to 2-1. Like, it should. But we messed it up. So that's an issue for Wednesday. Because on Wednesday, it's not going to be this easy. You're going to need to go for it. You need to push and you need to score goals. You need to create more than today because, let's be honest, did we create a lot? We didn't. But we scored 3 goals.
Yeah.
So I'll take it. 3 points, it's 3 points.
No, I think definitely in this situation, I'll take goals any way I can get them at this point. Especially, we kind of, also when we went into the season under Allegri, you kind of knew what you were going to get. You knew it was going to be anemic when it was, when it came to the attack.
Yeah.
How anemic and how the way they'd come, maybe we even underestimated at that point. But also what I want to say is this. Going into this match, and I want to give, and that's why when I say I was giving him credit, just like you gave Allegri credit, there's a part of me that was also, when you first come in and you announced that Dusan Vlahovic is not going to be starting, and I expected him not to be playing. We can get into the whole bringing Dusan in for the final 25 minutes. I didn't understand that at all. I didn't feel like that was a super smart move. I feel like I'd rather just have him rest, just because we've seen players get injured. Yeah. Left and right all the time. I'd rather not have risked it, especially when you're going up against Villarreal, who's here soon. The one thing I was going to say, you would have played him?
Yeah, I would have played him because I thought it would have been more difficult, but like Sampdoria, like he was right to not play him, to not start him.
Like, no. Okay, no, I agreed with that. I guess the way I was going about what I was saying is, I would have played him to start with. I saw where you said you would have rested him earlier. But I said, once you made the decision not to play him or not to start him for most of the match, and you're up at that point 2-0, I'd stick with your guns and I wouldn't put him in there. Unless, and there's part of me that was like, maybe the reason is, maybe it wasn't even Allegri. Maybe it was Vlahovic who was like, hey, I'm ready to go in. Maybe I want to get my goal.
Oh, okay. No, I agree with you. I wouldn't have played him in mid-game. Like, it was 2-0. I would say just sit out for the entire game. But when he came on, I was like, he's picking up a yellow card, so he doesn't need to play Salernitana and doesn't risk missing Inter. But he didn't, so I'm like, okay, sticky.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It was a confusing thing. Obviously, all's well that ends well. Nothing bad happened. He didn't get injured. He also didn't score, but at the same time, he was just out there. He got some run. Nothing really detrimental, anything like that. It's not going to exhaust him playing 25 minutes. He's a peak professional athlete. But really going back into it, though, you look into the match the way we came into it, like I said, resting Vlahovic, obviously starting Muzican and Morata, and then having Rabiot and players like that right behind them.
Yeah.
It didn't, this usually at the beginning of the season, regardless of how bad, and I know Sampdoria is not a good team right now, but at the same time, they're not. But at the same time, we've seen Juve lose to this level or worse. We've seen them drop points against worse.
Yeah.
So I give some positives there to the outcome, and then also it was just kind of, I expected them to play, and I feel almost weird saying this because I was about to say I expected them to go out there and play basically a vanilla style of football, but also when I say that, it's like that's kind of what Juventus have been lately. It's just been vanilla, boring, not a lot going on, not a lot of chances, risks being taken. So it's not like they're really doing that much to change things. But I was just kind of, I viewed it as like a, I guess, simulate your way. It's quick, was it Super Sim? Like if you ever played like, whatever, just through the game, get through the game as quickly as possible, get the win, move on, and focus on Villarreal in the middle of the week.
Yeah, that's what I said yesterday. Get the win. I don't really care how, because it is what it is this season. It's not going to change. It's just getting those results, and he's the master at it, basically. Like, he gets it done. Even today, I was looking, I was like, we're 2-0 up, but how? Like, how did we do this? I go in the half, but we were 2-0 up. Then we come out. I was like, we were in full control until Rabiot messed it up. Dak saved it. And after that, we could have scored a 3. And I was thinking, like, we need to score the third because it's coming. Something is coming. And it came. And after that, we were still in control. Like, Sampdoria, like, they weren't good. Sampdoria weren't good. But we got the points. But on Wednesday, it needs to be better. This will not be enough. You're not going to beat Villarreal playing like this. No chance at all. Like, it won't happen again. Especially in the Champions League. You need something more, especially going forward. You need to create some real danger, and not danger they create for you, because that's what happened basically today. Like, and the danger you create, you need to do better with. And I'm 100% sure Allegri will come out and say the final third again. But then again, he said, I gave freedom to my attackers. So I link it back, and people say it's not coaching. It is coaching. If you give your attackers freedom, they will freestyle their way to goal. I remember one moment Locatelli was in the box. Instead of shooting, he was forcing the ball to Vlahovic, and like he couldn't control it because like there were 3 Sampdoria players around him. I was like, just shoot. Yeah. Like, I know he's your striker, but you don't need to pass him every ball. Like, it's not that deep. Just shoot. And that's a problem at times. Even Rabiot today, like, he had the first half, he had a chance to shoot, and he plays it to Morata, who took a shot, but it was more difficult for Morata instead of Rabiot. Like, all these things, it's okay if you give a certain freedom to the players, but you need to also guide them. You need, and they need guidance.
I did have that moment. Yeah, I think I know exactly the shot you're talking about where he passed it to him. Where I thought that was going to be the moment. Yeah. I'm still waiting for it, and who knows, it may not come this season. But it came the last couple seasons where Rabiot gets like one banger goal or something like that. And I thought that might be it. It wasn't it, of course, but we'll see what happens. You know what? Let's actually I'm done with the reserved positivity, the stuff that I was doing, the way we went into it. You know, obviously it's good, 3 points, whatever. Let's go a little bit more. When I go hot takiness, is like there are some things I do have some issues. Obviously, wasn't beautiful football. There are some things that frustrate me. Actually, one more positive thing. I like seeing Locatelli and Arthur. They both played really well. I felt like today together. Arthur doing some things that surprised me.
He played well.
He was dribbling past guys. He was moving the ball. He was actually moving it.
Yeah.
And he was shifty. He was getting between guys that I've never seen. I haven't seen him do that this season.
No,
really, not that much.
It was better today.
So credit there. But one of the things I want to say that frustrates me so much with this team, we talk about the attack struggling or the attack having issues sometimes, is what happens is they do so well, or they can do so well. Maybe Delict or somebody like that starts the the drive down, passing it to a guy. They get there, those first 2/3, fine. But as soon as they're about to cross into that final third, they slam the brakes on.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, it's almost immediate. Every single time they slam the brakes on, and there could be a couple guys open. You let like 3, 4, 5 guys catch up to you in that moment, and then it literally ruins all momentum. And that's something that I'm really frustrated with, because I'm so sick of seeing it. Other teams don't do that. When they're playing against Juventus, they find ways to really like cross it into the box or make something, put some guys on their heels. And Juve does the exact opposite.
That's coaching. And if people say it's not coaching, it is coaching, because Allegri said he gives complete freedom basically up front, so it's coaching. If you don't train those movements, patterns of play, like, it's coaching.
Yeah,
it is. So that has nothing to do with injuries, because it's happening all season that we up front, we make simple things look very difficult, and we look sometimes difficult things we make look simple, but most of the time our counterattacks are not good. Like, I saw a stat, we have the lowest conversion rate almost in the league on counterattacks, and like teams above of you will be shocked if you see it. The way we play, because we kind of sit back, and most of the time, like, so counterattack should be your thing, or not your thing. You should be kind of good at it, and we're not. And you saw that today. Even Vlahovic, instead of shooting, he was like cutting back, trying to push it to his right feet. I'm like, just shoot the ball. Nobody's gonna blame you. You're 3 meters from the goalkeeper. Just take a hit. If you miss, you miss. I don't care. Yeah. But take the hit. So yeah,
even like when you have guys like Morata or even Moise Kean, like, I understand, but especially when Vlahovic is in there, there's no excuse for it.
No.
There's no excuse for like that pressure not being put on these guys. And even Moise Kean, we're able to see. He showed flashes of it when he went up against 2, and then there was like 3 guys by the end of it when he drew that penalty. Just push, try to get in the box, try to do something. There's a chance that you could draw a penalty. and that's just there. If you look at Juve, I mean, I don't know stats off the top of my head. I want to look this up actually because I want to know what the statistics are for actually drawing or earning penalties by club in Serie A. Because I'd imagine Juve has. Did he pull that up?
As Julian, you will look it up.
Okay, yeah, I'll ask him to do all the work for me. But it feels like, just going up my head, I mean, I may be wrong, but it feels like Juve has to be pretty freaking low in that statistic. Because every other year, like, we'll give credit to Ronaldo a couple years ago, because he was able to find a way in the 2019-2020 season where, like, if nothing was happening for most of the game, he'd find a way to draw a penalty. Maybe it's the Ronaldo effect just because they want to gift him with it, but at the same time, I just don't see Juve players being able to do that right now. Or showing the willingness.
Yeah, but like we struggle to actually play in. We play around the box, but in the box we do very little. So it's only obvious that you don't get a lot of penalties. Like it is what Milan get a lot of them, and people say but if you watch them play, there are a lot of the box, and with a lot of people, not 1, 2, like we were 4 or 5, and then it's easier. Like at some point, the opposition team, is gonna make a mistake, a stupid mistake, but they're gonna make it. So. Again, it's coaching. Like it depends on how many players you bring to attack in the box. That's important. But it is what it is. It's not going to change.
No, I completely agree.
For this season, it's not going to change. We just need to take the points and move on.
Mm-hmm. No, I completely agree. Player by player, I'm looking through this, and then we can really jump to the other part before we wrap this thing up. There are a couple things I do want to get to. Also, I haven't said it yet, guys. Hit the like button if you're in here. Smash that subscribe button, all that good stuff. Hit the bell icon to stay notified for all of our videos, just because really it does help our channel continue to grow, so we can bring you more great content like this. I felt like, okay, there's not really much to say about this. I feel like Rabiot was probably the worst player today that I saw, at least, me personally.
Yeah.
The defense I thought was fine. I thought it was just kind of like this overall from. It was just like they did their part, but not that. I mean, they were challenged, but not challenged to a level that I really ever got nervous. To give credit to him. I guess we can talk about, and then I want to get into the big picture talk. But Chesney, really stepping up today there with, and I don't blame him for the goal that was scored.
No,
right?
He took 2 steps. It was done. It was done. Like
because he's already going left because that's where the ball's going. And then but definitely a big time. Actually, just from all the criticism that he had gotten from, I'm one of them. One of the big ones are not big ones, but I was going at it.
I defended him. I'm clean.
You did. I mean, you lure an Italian goalkeeper out there, and I just bite at it. No, and that's where I'm going.
In the summer, I would be like, yeah, okay, I have no problem. Like if you do. But when he stayed, I'm like, people were shitting on him. I'm like, he's good enough. He's good enough to get you where you need to go. Like you can win titles with him. So for me, that's good enough. Now, if you can replace him with another player like a Donnarumma, and you actually can, and you don't it doesn't take it all on other positions you need to reinforce. I'm like, okay, fair. But if you can, I'm okay with it. You can win titles with him. That's no problem.
Yeah, he may not be the long-term or have a long-term staying power of a Donnarumma, but he's a very good keeper. Like I always feel like he can make a stop. Like I don't know how many keepers I really feel like that there's at least a, I mean, not to compare with Buffon obviously at all, but like how many keepers you really think there's a good chance this PK could get stopped? Because half of the time it's just like, this is automatic is what I used to feel. So credit to him there. He's definitely turned it around since the beginning. It was really obviously the end of last season, and then the first 5, 6, however so many games of this season. Which, it made me nervous because it just seemed like it was so easy for other teams to score on us. Any other comments that you really want to make about the players? Any specific performances?
No. 3 points.
No.
3 points.
Okay, well then, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. All right. So we're sitting here with 56 points. We'll see how this weekend goes. If anybody drops any more points.
No.
If anything opens up.
No.
Is this going to be a conversation?
No.
Because it could be a conversation before you. It could be a conversation. It could be a conversation.
No, I'm not having it.
You're not gonna.
Not with me.
You're not gonna concede it. No. No. All right. Well, here's the thing.
Don't say it.
If anything happens, we'll see what happens with Napoli and Milan and Inter. I'm gonna watch those games. Obviously, see what you got. Empoli, you got Torino. You got to cheer for Torino, and you got to cheer for who's the other one? Oh, Hellas Verona. Hey, there's a chance with Verona. There's always a chance when Verona's in play, and I think they're going up against Napoli. So I think he already took out his thing, and he probably muted me right now because I'm talking about this, guys. But you're saying there's a chance. I'm just saying keep an eye on it.
There's no chance.
Things could get interesting. Things could get interesting. I'm not saying that Juve's gonna win it. I'm saying that things could get interesting.
Move on
to
the player of the game.
Okay. All right, that's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna push these buttons, guys, until the end of the season. I'm not trying to be the hype guy, or I am being the hype guy right now.
You are.
But I'm not trying to be overly positive, but
you are.
It could happen. It could happen. All right.
Okay.
All right, that's fair. All right, I guess for me, it's shifted. My player of the game, I think, changed like 2 to 3 times throughout the game. Okay. I think I got to go with Morata in the end.
Yeah, I agree.
It had I was gonna go with Szczesny because of the stop really, and that's where I was gonna give it to him. And then it became Morata. I even say Moise Kean didn't have that bad of a game today. He actually played pretty well.
He finally played a good game. Finally.
Yeah, I was really proud of him and his performance and just the effort he gave. But yeah, definitely with me, it's going to be Alvaro Morata for his performance, obviously scoring a brace. You give him as much credit as he deserves for, scoring on a penalty. But at the same time, just putting it there at the end, putting it together. You have the unfortunate circumstances. Obviously staying off his back. Nothing he can do about that.
No.
With the way that goal was scored. But then really to just make up for it, at the end and really just a beautiful. I thought a beautifully placed header.
Yeah.
There.
It was not easy.
Yeah, it was pretty high.
He did it. So.
Yeah. And then if I'm going to go with my least valuable player of the game, I mean, it just seems like it's a regular award for me at this point. And I've been hard on him for a while, but it's Rabiot. And then if I'm also going to be honest, I'm not just trying to crush guys, but Alexandro, when he came in, he only played a short amount of time, but every time I saw him, he was doing something wrong.
Yeah.
He was losing balls. He was whatever. But if you're looking at the full picture, the full game, it's Adrian Rabiot. Like I hope, and I understand Allegri has. At this point, Allegri has to love him because he only has so many midfielders to work with. But at the same time, once guys are healthy, if I still keep seeing him utilize in formations, like if he stays around for next season, I'm gonna rage.
No. It's gonna happen. He needs to leave, and I think the club will actively work to get him out. They will do it because you cannot keep him. Like, let's be honest, he's playing because he needs to play. He cannot play for us next season. That's pretty obvious to me. Yeah, no, I agree too. I think he's to me, he's number one. Obviously, you're probably gonna hear me talk about Ramsey coming back and then try to sell him again. But Rabiot, to me, is right there at number one, tied with those. So we'll see what happens there down the line. But I was just not impressed with his performance. Yep. And you gotta do better overall if you're playing for Juventus. Any final thoughts of the day before we get out of here? No, I agree. I think it's Morata and Rabiot for me. So the best player and the worst player. Final thoughts is we got the 3 points, no injuries. That's a long time ago. I said that. No injuries. Right? Maybe Dybala's back. Let's see tomorrow. If he's back in training, then maybe he has a shot of actually playing some minutes on Wednesday. But 3 points, 15 games unbeaten. So it's kind of keeping the positivity within the club, within the squad. Like, they have now the feeling like we can be beaten for some reason. So that's positive. Now up to Wednesday, which is it's very important. Very, very important. Like, you need to win that game. There's no ifs and buts. You need to win that game. No excuses. And it's gonna be a big one. Pressure is gonna be on. It's good. It's fun to watch those games.
Yes, sir. Well, you heard it from the man himself. Absolutely. Juventus now have a big match coming up on Wednesday against Villarreal. But most importantly, Juve is now in the Scudetto race. They're definitely probably going to win it from Alejandro. He said it, the man himself. Anyway, I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in as always. Obviously, 3 points is always good and nice to celebrate another win for Juventus. We'll see how this season continues to develop as we come down that final stretch in the next couple months. Anyway, guys, stick with us here on the channel. We'll have you covered each and every step of the way. gameplay, daily videos, all that good stuff. If you're new here, make sure you smash that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. Make sure you follow bianconerizone at bianconerizone on Twitter and Instagram. Follow Alejandro Fancello at Alejandro BZ on Twitter as well, and you can follow myself at Justin Sofro. We'll see you guys next time. Forza Juve, Forza Bianconeri.